This video will cover major-specific information for the majors in the Environmental Studies program. We will review major curriculum and sample course plans for the Environmental Studies and Environmental Science and Health majors. Both of these have a Bachelor of Arts and a Bachelor of Science option. We'll also review grade requirements, placement exams, GE and exam credit, and departmental resources and opportunities.
The Environmental Studies major is designed to give interdisciplinary background in the different aspects of solving environmental problems, from the science of how the world works, to the factors that create environmental challenges, to policy, management, and economic tools to solve those challenges. Students interested in environmental policymaking, management, advocacy, education, science, and research may find the interdisciplinary nature of the Environmental Studies major ideal. Looking first at the Bachelor of Science in Environmental Studies, students take a statistics course, 3 core natural science courses in biology, chemistry, and geology, 6 core environmental studies courses, 2 policy or governance courses, and then a concentration. In the Bachelor of Science, concentrations consist of 6 courses, and there are 4 concentrations to choose from: Oceans and People, Climate and Environment, Sustainability and Society, and Environmental Policy. Looking now at the Bachelor of Arts in Environmental Studies, it's a bit smaller than the Bachelor of Science degree. Instead of 3 core natural science courses, students choose 2 out of the 3 courses. Most students will take BISC 103 and then 1 from Chem 103 or Geology 160. For the Policy Governance core courses, students in the Bachelor of Arts take 1 course instead of 2. The concentrations in the Bachelor of Arts are Science and Management or Policy and Management, and they consist of 4 courses each.
Here you can see a sample four-year course plan for the Environmental Studies BS degree. This is just one example of how students can move through the major requirements over the course of 4 years. You'll see in red the USC core requirements, so foreign language, writing, and general education courses. In orange are the major requirements, and in yellow are the degree electives, or those courses that students take in order to meet the 128 units required to graduate from USC. You might be noticing that there aren't a lot of degree electives included in this course plan. If you have transfer credit or AP/IB credit that can satisfy some of your requirements, have experience in a foreign language, take courses over the summer or additional courses during the semesters, or overlap your global perspective requirements, those GEs G and H, with your core literacy requirements, those GEs A through F, you can potentially free up some more elective spots in the sample plan, and your advisor can help you navigate this. Here is the sample plan for the Bachelor of Arts. You'll notice there are a few more of those yellow elective spaces with this plan compared to the Bachelor of Science.
The Environmental Science and Health major explores how the health of the environment and the health of people go hand in hand. This major was designed for those who want to go to medical or health professional school, but have an interest in the environment that they also want incorporated into their studies. If you're planning on going to medical school, this major will cover most of the required classes. Alternatively, some students gravitate towards this major because they have a strong interest in environmental science and want their experience to reflect that. These students may be interested in going to graduate school in the sciences, working in a laboratory, or working in a more technical job. And if you want to work in the sciences, this major will give you solid academic preparation in the sciences. Looking first at the Environmental Science and Health Bachelor of Science degree, students take general and organic chemistry, general biology, molecular biology, and biochemistry, calculus, physics, and 7 environmental science and health courses. The Bachelor of Arts in Environmental Science and Health is again a bit smaller than the Bachelor of Science. Students take the same environmental science and health courses, but the Bachelor of Arts doesn't require organic chemistry, molecular biology, biochemistry, or a second semester of physics.
Here's the sample four-year plan for the Bachelor of Science in Environmental Science and Health. The same notes I shared about freeing up more elective space for the Environmental Studies major also apply here. So if students come in with credit or overlap certain requirements, there may be opportunities to free up additional yellow elective spaces. And here's the plan for the Bachelor of Arts in Environmental Science and Health. And you'll notice again that there are more elective spaces here than in the Bachelor of Science. This is a typical first semester freshman course plan for both environmental studies and environmental science and health. It has 2 USC core requirement courses and 2 major specific courses. Most students will take either a GE seminar or Writing 150 in their first semester, along with either a foreign language course or a GE. In terms of major coursework, for environmental studies, the most common combination is ENST 100 and Geology 160. For environmental science and health, the most common combination is ENST 320A and one from chemistry, math, or biology. But this will vary based on the individual student. Your first year advisor will provide you with an individualized course plan so you'll know exactly what you should be enrolling in. Some students may also choose to enroll in an optional fifth course, such as a freshman seminar. Your tuition covers up to 18 units per semester. To graduate with these majors, you need to maintain a 2.0 GPA in upper division coursework for the major and a 2.0 cumulative GPA. All coursework that is applying to the major, both lower and upper division, needs to be taken for a letter grade. Major courses cannot be taken pass no pass. In general, all upper division major coursework needs to be taken at USC, with the exception of Chem 322A and B, which are part of the Environmental Science and Health Bachelor of Science degree. Those can potentially be taken elsewhere. Courses cannot count for more than one major requirement. And lastly, if you ever need to repeat a course, you need to make sure that you repeat that course before moving on to any other courses that require it as a prerequisite. It's highly recommended that you talk to your academic advisor if you ever need to repeat a course.
Students in the environmental science and health major should plan to take the math and chem placement exams. Environmental studies students are not required to take these exams unless they are interested in taking Math 114 for their statistics requirement, or Math 125, Calculus 1, or Chem 105A, General Chemistry at USC, but these are not strictly required for the major. All Dornsife students are required to fulfill level 3 of a foreign language. Unless you are planning to start a new language that you have no experience in, or you have AP IB language scores that can satisfy the foreign language requirement, or you qualify for an exemption, you will need foreign language placement. Students who are starting in level 1 of a new language need to request declearance for level 1 of that language through the Language Center. The Language Center will verify that you do not have previous experience in the language and then grant clearance. Incoming students during Welcome Trojans can take the Chem, Math, and Spanish placement exams online through Brightspace and should do so at least 10 days before their registration date. For other languages, there isn't an online placement exam, so incoming students should email language@usc.edu for preliminary placement based on experience before registration. For continuing students or those who don't take exams online during Welcome Trojans, math, chem, and foreign language placement exams are offered during Welcome Week and throughout the year on specific days. Register through the Language Center.
For ENVS and ENSH, some of the major requirements overlap with GE requirements. For environmental studies majors, GEC can be satisfied when you take ENST 100. For both ENVS and ENSH, GEs D, E, and F can be fulfilled by the biology, physical science, and calculus or statistics courses that are required for both majors.
If you are not pre-health, credit from certain AP and IB exams can satisfy major requirements. For students who are pre-health, which many ENSH students are, we often recommend that you take any pre-health prep courses in college because medical schools and health professional schools may not accept AP or IB scores for these common preparatory classes. If you have questions about this, please reach out to Pre-Health Advising for their recommendations. That said, a score of 4 or 5 on AP Environmental Science, biology, chemistry, calculus, or statistics can fulfill the requirements listed here for the environmental studies and environmental science and health majors. Similarly, higher level IB exams with scores of 5, 6, or 7, if you are not pre-health, can be used to fulfill the BISC, Chem, and Math requirements that are listed here. Note, these exam scores will not automatically satisfy major requirements. If you want to use your exam scores to satisfy these requirements, you need to let your advisor know so that they can make the substitutions on your STARS report. For a full list of exam credit at USC, you can visit the link on this slide. You can also find info on A-level exam credit at this link. Also, let your advisor know if you took any college-level environmental studies or political science coursework already. These could potentially fulfill lower division requirements. There are certain opportunities that may be of particular interest to environmental studies and environmental science and health majors. One is the ability to take required coursework for the major at the Wrigley Marine Science Center on Catalina Island. Students have the opportunity to learn in the field, living and learning on Catalina, and you can see some of the courses that have been recently offered here. Environmental Studies also has a scientific diving course, ENST 298A, and students can earn credit for doing research with a faculty member through ENST 490. There's also an environmental internship program that helps junior and senior students get placed in internships with local environmental organizations, where they can gain valuable professional experience in environmental work to prepare for careers or graduate school. Students gain academic credit 2 or 4 units by enrolling in ENST 492. The Environmental Studies program and the Wrigley Marine Science Center send out newsletters with opportunities, and there's a ton of student organizations on campus related to the environment and sustainability that attract environmental studies and environmental science and health majors. There are summer internship opportunities to learn about climate-related careers over spring and fall break, career panels and weekend skill workshops at Wrigley Marine Science Center that can help students prepare for their careers. There are also funding opportunities, including fellowships and scholarships specifically for students in the Environmental Studies program, as well as programs like SURF, the Summer Undergraduate Research Fund, and STORE, Student Opportunities for Academic Research, which provide funding for students who are doing research with a USC faculty member. There are also overseas studies options for students looking to go abroad. A few popular locations are listed here, and a progressive degree program, or PDP, in environmental studies. PDPs allow students to simultaneously work towards a master's degree while completing their undergraduate degree. Most students will complete both degrees within 5 years, and students typically apply as juniors to these programs, so this is something to keep in the mind for the future.